G'day everyone, I'm Ben and this is Counterfeit Christianity. As I was just spending some time just now when I got back from the gym, I like to go to the gym as early as possible, around 4 a.m. I get up early. It helps me feel connected to the world before I have to get into everything. It helps me feel connected to God and my family and the world, just to get up early so I have enough time to reflect and be human before things begin that we have to do. And I said before, I like lying down on my driveway, looking up at the moon. And this morning, what popped into my mind when I was doing that is the way that God speaks to me. It's a really good way to hear him, is just when you're just quiet, when you're just alone. And that's hard because in this day and age, that doesn't happen too much. You have to intentionally chase it. Then pay attention to those things that flow through your mind. If they're good and gentle and nice and kind, then they're of God. So I was just reflecting on that. I was just thinking and lying there. And what popped into my mind is the thought that we put so much effort into fake things in this world. Things that don't build us up as humans, but they actually strip our humanity away from us. There's so many different parts of life that do that to us. We put effort and we put a lot of weight on that stuff as well. I've talked about these things on the channel many times, but just for another example is like we put a lot of effort on work and we put a lot of weight on that as well. And not that we shouldn't do that, like it's important, that part of life. When I was younger, I used to work at a bakery through the night, and I used to think about it for a really long time beforehand, and it like would bump me out of my days. So I had bad days and then bad nights just imagining having to go to work. And yeah, so now I've recognized that it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that we're going through life dreading and hating the things that we have to do. God will bring joy through every part of life. That's what I have realized now. So we put a lot of weight on these things that probably don't need to be so heavy. I find that God makes those things that I have to do just to survive as a human in this world is connected to the idea of being in the world and not of it, because I'm his son, he's my daddy. He helps me float through the things that I need to get done so that I can focus on the things that matter and the things that actually have meaning. So like work, school, university, things of this world, all these things that people think that they have to do become absolutely meaningless when you're a son of God, like actually in relationship with God. Not like a Christian thinks of being a son of God, where you read the Bible, follow some rules, have no authentic connection with him, and that's not being a son of God, that's being a son of Baal. But yeah, God frees me up. He frees up my heart and he frees up my mind so that this world has no power over me anymore. It used to be a big part of my life. The world had a lot of power over me. But now, this idea of being glad to be with each other no matter what, first with God, and then with the people in my family and my life, I can be free. My mind can be free as well to go through this world and do the things that I have to do, that this world requires of me, just because I'm in it. And it's not necessarily a good thing, and it's not like the best place. I'd rather not have to do this stuff. This is part of the world, and that's the idea of in the world, not of it. I'm just with my dad, and he floats me through the hard things, the inauthentic things, the unrelational things, the fake things of this world. This world puts a lot of emphasis and forces us to think about and put a lot of weight on these things that actually have no meaning. And when you get to the end of your life, you'll realize what is true and what is fake. So I'm glad that God has brought me along this journey when I'm only about halfway through, so that I can recognize what is good and what is fake and not get tricked like most of the zombies running around. And they'll focus you on one issue, and so that you get tied up and chained up to that, and then you'll want to fight for that and want to put all your effort into one of these things of the world. And church and Christianity is of the world because it's not free. There's pretty much everything that we are pushed into in this world that we feel pressure around. It can't be of God, because God is free and flowing. And if you're in relationship with him, you will become freer and have the ability to flow when you are actually in relationship with a living God. It's very simple to be that way, except it's been hidden from us forever. I think every generation or every couple of generations, something happens where it strips away the ability for us to be with God, and it hides him again, because that's what it means. That's what Satan is always doing. That's what the other gods are always doing. They're always trying to hide it and manipulate our idea of who our daddy is. So we have a skewed idea of him and a skewed idea and perception of the world, and it just keeps fucking with you over and over again. I was talking to my friend this morning and last night about this. How do we flow? What does it look like to flow? Because in Christianity, if Christians are honest, most Christians don't know how to be honest because they don't know what it feels like. That's why people who are inside of the Christian system don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, because they get triggered or they get offended by something. And once you get offended and triggered by something, then you have lost all reality. You cannot be of yourself and you cannot be connected to things because you're so angry. If you have anger or you are triggered by things and then you can't see past that, then you are lost. But the way that I flow with God is by telling him the things that I want, the parts of me that I want to be different. Because he is a relational God. He wants to be. That's why he designed us. That's why he made us to be in this world. He put us here so that we could be in relationship with him. And then that will flow into relationships with other people. And I told him, and I tell him continuously, I'm sick of reacting the way that I was taught how to react because I was born in this world. I'm sick of reacting that way. Can you please take me towards freedom? And slowly but surely, I've asked him, I don't want to react the way that I was trained to react by the demons because of me being in this world and because of broken families and broken systems that I was a part of. I want to react by when something big and bad happens, I want to react instantly to going to him. That's what I want my reaction to be. I want to be like, oh God, what now? And then slowly over the last years of my life, I could say decade, that has been the journey I've been on. Instead of reacting with fight or flight or anger, that's what, if you see it in the comments where everyone, even the ones that seem nice, where they're like, I'll pray for you, that's actually extremely condescending and evil, because who are they praying to? God doesn't receive that condescending love. That is actually hate that Christians spew out of their mouths. Instead of reacting with fear and having to fight for my God, like he needs my help. Oh, but how dare you offend him? He can't be offended. He designed all humans to be with him. And so instead of that reaction, I've said to God, I don't want that. I want my reaction to be heading towards you and going towards you. I used to have that condescending Christianity around me. I used to be that and be really offended when people said things about God. But I understand him now, and he's like, that's okay. It doesn't bother me. And so if it bothers me, then I'm not with him. So that's why all these Christian comments in here that are so angry and filled with hate and filled with venom, they hide it underneath loving words. That's the way that Christians work. If you've been around Christianity for a long time, you'll understand that that's pretty much how everybody acts. They act and they say that they love you, but that means hate to them. That means that I'm better than you, I'm going to heaven, you're going to hell. And if you don't act the same way as I want you to act, that's where you're going. So you better act up, sonny boy. That's what they say all the time. I'm on this journey of reacting with him so I can be free from myself and the things of this world. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. It's funny because it popped into my mind and I didn't mean to speak this long, but things just flow. That's the way I do things. This journey that I'm on of having more videos now, I'm putting out more videos, that's the way that I have been flowing into each video. God, what do you want me to say? Show me what's next. And he does. I don't have any plans. I have a list of things that I want to talk about, but I don't really get to them because God gives me the next thing for right now, and I really do appreciate that. So yeah, as always, this is my understanding. I don't know shit. Even if you hate me, even if you're a Christian with that fake Christian love, and you leave one of your venomous comments underneath, oh, I love you, brother. Oh, I'm going to pray for you. It's funny, right? Even if that's who you are, I'm very, very thankful that you are watching, sharing, liking, and commenting. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. See you next time.